Not long ago, most of the world had shut its doors on China. But now it's China that's closing its borders to those from outside. It's the latest in a series of measures to prevent a second outbreak in the country where the coronavirus first surfaced last year. With nearly no locally transmitted cases this week, China is loosening its restrictions on movement and says the threat is now from overseas. On Friday, the United States surpassed China as the country with the most coronavirus cases, prompting a phone call between the two world leaders. The US president had initially labeled it a Chinese virus, but he described his first interaction with Xi Jinping since the outbreak began 3 months ago as very good. As the rest of the world battles with rising cases, in an unusual G20 teleconference, the Chinese president called for leaders from the major economies to work together.
Now is a crucial moment, a time for us to rise up to challenge and act with swiftness. I am convinced that through solidarity and mutual assistance, we will prevail over this outbreak, and we all will embrace a brighter future for mankind.
Hong Kong is fighting the spread of the virus on two fronts. Both locally transmitted and imported cases are rising daily, despite social distancing measures and a ban on non-residents entering the territory. On Friday, it reported its biggest jump in cases in a single day, pushing the government to issue its most drastic directive yet, banning almost all public gatherings of more than 4 people. At the height of the outbreak in China, Hong Kong seemed to have managed to contain the spread of infections in the city. But in recent weeks, as cases went into decline across the border, Hong Kong suffered a second wave, with cases nearly tripling in just a week. Countries in Southeast Asia are scrambling to put restrictions in place as the virus spreads rapidly in the region. But there is concern the rush to impose measures could be worsening the outbreak. Thailand's shutdown of businesses and restrictions on movement has sent hundreds of migrant workers from Myanmar fleeing home across the border to a country that has only declared a few cases so far. A reminder that in an interconnected world caught in a pandemic, one country's struggle can soon become a global challenge. Divya, Gopalan, Jazeera, Hong Kong.